I am Tara, and I am lucky enough to be here with Corey and Paolo from Trivium today. How you going, guys?
Going all right.
Going all right.
Tired, serious, and it's going to get worse before it gets better.
I had my English breakfast tea, whatever was in the room, so that kind of kept me out. So I'm
run on caffeine right now.
Because you just learned from Sydney today, I believe. What time did you get here?
Got here like a little bit before 11. And we're not even here for a full 24 hours. For some reason, we got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, because our flight's at 7 to Sydney to sit for 4 hours. So.
Sydney's got a whole new terminal though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, whole new airport.
I'll be hitting up everything and trying to pass.
New terminal at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be ecstatic to see it.
So you've just come from Sydney, which is odd because you're flying back, so it's okay. Were you in Queensland before?
We just stopped through.
Just stopped in.
Flew right out.
Ah, one of those.
Yeah.
Because last time you were here, you were on the Big Day Out tour in 2007.
We were here, the Black Crusade, I think in October of last year. That was amazing.
Did you get to see a bit more of the country that time around?
Actually, that was
That was just kind of like play go, you know, Big Day Out, since it's like spread out and you play a show and then there's not a big day out for a couple of days later. It was like vacation. We had a lot of days off to go.
Ruined it for us.
Yeah.
That was like,
what a treat.
We thought it was like, oh man, Australia's going to be great to go back and we're going to have all these days off. And then we saw the trip and we're like, oh, man, we're yeah. But it was great. They were great shows and it was definitely worth all the flying.
Now coming off the Japanese leg, I read the blog that you guys posted and it sounded like you had nothing but praise for the Japanese press and the Japanese fans. How did they react to your Japanese references on the new album? The new album is called, obviously, Shogun. Maybe you want to explain what that even means to the viewers at home?
I think they dug all the Japanese references. Because I think the main thing is like, I can't remember who said this, but it's like you don't really hear many bands doing it or doing it without being cheesy about it. And I think the elements we took of Japanese culture are very metal. I mean, Shogun, first of all, was like just this military leader, like the top dude, and no one told him what to do, and you know, I think pretty much he kicked ass. And Kiri Seigo Men was pretty much a law or a code of the samurai, meaning if you crossed them or if you did any wrong to them in any way, they could take your head, and that's cool. It's very metal, and now it's a Trivium song.
I love it. Sorry, just threw with all of the metal terminology there. It was something else. It was
after moving away from the
beginning
of the Ascendancy, the Crusade, for the Crusade, what prompted you to head back down the road for Shogun, Corey?
I like when you interview yourself.
Back.
Easy for me.
Well, I think Ascendancy, actually, everyone keeps saying Crusade had more thrash, but I thought Ascendancy was more thrash. The whole record is like ridiculously fast pretty much the whole way through, so I think that had like the speed element of thrash, and I guess there was more, you know, Crusade had a lot of different, you know, we showed a different side of, you know, kind of like what we're into and kind of like what we can do as a band, and we really kind of explored new avenues and really kind of just expanded people, like what people would, I think our sound was, you know, we really kind of blew the doors open. So when we went to do this record, you know, we just kind of wrote whatever, like we just started writing songs and everything started to come out in this heavier, darker, you know, really epic sound, and we just didn't have any kind of limitations on ourselves. You know, anything that, you know, benefits the song or makes it better, you know, we'll do that. And that's why there's like screaming on it, because it really added to the song's intensity. And just, you know, there's all sorts of different things, just like, you know, very epic, longer songs. There's a lot more dynamics and layers of music. There's a lot more complex songs than the last record, which is more straightforward, stripped down. So we just kind of like just took everything we've done and kind of mashed it into like one sound and a new form with some new stuff thrown into it, and then just took everything that we've done and just really tried to improve upon it and push it to the next level.
That's what you really want to do in a metal band. Paolo, I've read an interview that you did with FastLoud.com, and they quoted you saying, "We've definitely found the best way to write songs for Trivium." By the sounds of it, you definitely think you've achieved that. How do you go about writing songs now that's different to your last album?
Well, I think we've kind of, I guess with Ascendancy was more a lot more jamming. I mean, we had no real experiences on the road. We hadn't been through that yet, and going into the Crusade, we had never come off tour to do an album, so it was a new experience for us, and we didn't rehearse as much. We didn't jam as much as a band. We kind of came in with the riffs. We came in with like the skeleton of a song, and we pretty much wrote and recorded like at the same time. You know, we only rehearsed for like a week.
Very smaller window of time to do that record.
And
touring.
We kind of put ourselves in that because we had momentum going after Ascendancy, and it was kind of like, well, do we want to take 5 to 6 months away from people when they just heard about us and everything's really going? So we had the choice, I guess, of doing one or the other, and we picked just doing the record right away. And with this one, we rehearsed a lot, we jammed together, and so it was kind of the best of both worlds. We wrote on tour, and then when we got off, we demoed and just rehearsed for hours and hours.
Wow. You're definitely very hardworking. So I read somewhere that in 2006, the 2 years preceding that, you've done over 350 shows.
I think now we're up to like 600.
Yeah.
We started touring. Our first tours in April of 2004, and then once we finished the Crusade touring in December of 2006, we had done over 600 shows in that time span. So we were road dogs.
Yeah,
so
we were on a roll. We didn't want to stop.
Well, what's it like doing a tour like this where it's just press, and you do the one gig?
The best part, man, is the show. I mean, the press is great. I love talking about the album. Of course, talking about ourselves is great, but you know, playing the show is like what it's all about. And seeing kids just flip the f*** out because you're playing for them is awesome, and meeting them after, that's why we do this. That's why we make the 13-hour plane rides and all the connections and layovers. It makes it worth it when you meet your fans and play for them.